Good morning, everyone. Today, I am presenting my conceptual paper titled Decoding the Green Trilemma in Consumer Credit, How Retail Bank ESG Performance Mitigate Household Mortgage Default Risk Amid Accelerating Climate and Interest Rate Shock. Residential mortgages are the most significant asset class on the global retail bank balance sheet. However, their long 30 years maturity profiles create a dangerous structural mismatch today. These portfolios are highly exposed to the increasing frequency of acute physical climate shock such as severe flood and wildfire. Simultaneously, they face several macro-financial vulnerabilities, specifically sudden interest rate shock on adjustable rate mortgage, which immediately strain household debt servicing capacity. The problem is how can banks protect their portfolios and their borrowers when these dual stresses strike simultaneously. As climate and monetary pressure rise, financial institutions find themselves caught in what this paper conceptualizes as the green trilemma of consumer credit. This requires balancing three competing vectors. The first vector is environmental mandate. Banks face pressure to reduce exposure to high-risk geographies, a practice sometimes called climate redlining. The second one is social dimension. Banks must avoid exclusionary lending and mitigate climate gentrifications. And the third one is governance mandate. Banks must safeguard capital buffer and minimize non-performing loans. This study explores the hypothesis that a retail bank's internal ESG framework acts as a robust operational buffer to solve this trilemma, mitigating default risk when acute shock materialize. To understand the risk, this study looked at the dual shock framework. First, we have acute physical climate shock. When extreme weather hits, it destroys property value and household wealth while simultaneously creating severe liquidity constraint from repair costs and the economic paralysis. The second one is we have sudden interest rate shock. Rapid interest rate hike on adjustable rate mortgages translate directly into skyrocketing monthly payments. This creates a severe liquidity squeeze and inflates the borrower debt-to-income ratio entirely independently of physical property damage. When these dual shocks combine, they act as a primary catalyst for household financial distress. This brings to the conceptual model of this study. While climate and interest rate shock positively drive up mortgage default rates, this study introduced retail bank ESG performance as a critical moderating variable. It's hypothesized that superior ESG performance exerts a negative moderating effect, acting as a shock absorber through two distinct channels. The first channel is environmental channel, which is preemptive risk mitigation. High ESG banks proactively integrate climate model into their underwriting. The second channel is the social channel, which is proactive post-shock relief. When liquidity evaporates, high ESG banks prioritize stakeholder well-being over aggressive foreclosure. To test this hypothesis, this study proposed a multi-variable panel regression model with fixed assets, a comprehensive dataset construction by merging three distinct data streams. First, quarterly financial and mortgage performance data, and the second one is disaggregated institutional environment and social pillar score, and the third one is high resolution geospatial climate records. By intercepting the geographic footprint of climate shock with mortgage zip codes, this study creates a rigorous quasi-experimental framework to measure the precise shock absorbing capacity of the bank ESG apparatus. In conclusion, this study deliberately shifts the focus of sustainable finance away from the corporate green bond and towards the critical domain of retail banking. The findings are expected to prove that socially and environmentally embedded lending practice directly alter the default trajectory of household assets. For regulatory bodies like the Basel Committee, proving that ESG dampers non-performing loan spikes could provide the econometric foundation necessary to implement a green or social supporting factor in capacity adequacy calculation. Ultimately, this study decodes the green trilemma by proving that rigorous ESG integration is not just a marketing practice. It is a fiduciary imperative that stabilizes cash flows, minimize foreclosure, and build a resilient real economy. Thank you for your time.